next movie.
Oh, yeah.
And if Angel Heart was considered to be an X-rated movie by the Code and Ratings Administration, then I wonder what they made of our next movie called The Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3 and subtitled Dream Warriors. I would have enjoyed them watching this film and deciding, oh no, that's not as bad as Angel Heart. This is the latest chapter in the popular Elm Street saga, which is sort of a high-rent Friday the 13th, made with more intelligence and better production values, which is still
not saying much.
Sort of faint praise. But I've got to give them credit for trying. This is a good-looking movie, and I want to say that, especially since I didn't like it so much. The movie's about a bunch of kids who share the same terrifying dream about a monstrous man who is chasing them all night long. His name is Freddy, and he's a child killer. The heroine is played by Patricia Arquette, Rosanna's sister. Here she's taken to a psychiatric ward where she joins other kids who are being tormented by the same terrifying nightmares.
9, 10, never sleep again.
That's the same girl who was the victim in the first Nightmare on Elm Street movie. The fantasy scenes in this film are really extreme, like here, for example, where Freddy turns into a snake. Just from the technological point of view, those are pretty good special effects there. But if they're worried about the blood and sex scene in Angel Heart, what did they make of the one in Nightmare Part 3, where a young patient has a nightmare that he's being seduced by a nurse, and the camera lingers on the nurse's nudity. She ties him to a bed with human tongues, then suspends him over the fires of hell. Those are pretty strong images and fairly disturbing ones, especially considering this movie is being pitched to teenagers and young teenagers.
Ones.
Don't talk to me about the R rating. They know exactly who they want to see this movie. But the fact is, I see a lot of horror movies as part of the movie beat. It's part of the job. And basically, Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3 is not out of line. That's what horror movies look like these days. It's kind of, you know, if I had seen this movie when I was 13, I wouldn't have slept until I was 21. It's amazing.
Well, that might have had an interesting impact on your life. The thing here is that you don't like the film, and I don't like the film. And I think the reason that I don't like the film is, frankly, the special effects didn't stun me that much. I was more struck by the original one, where the guy with the knives coming out of his fingers. That's frightened me a little bit, and then I thought the film just overdid it. Here, I've seen some of this stuff before. That snake reminds me immediately of Aliens, the alien creature, just writ large here. There just wasn't a whole lot new here. A bunch of kids are being attacked, basically, and I got bored.
Yeah, basically, this is a very high-tech dead teenager movie.
Yes, that's all it is.
And in a horror film, I feel that unless I can identify with the characters and believe in the characters, then I'm not involved.
Sure.
The secret that Hitchcock always knew is that you start out with the mundane. You start out with everyday lives of ordinary, uninteresting people, and then suddenly all of these horrible things happen all around them. In this movie, you start out with special effects, you get them for 2 hours, and so what?
Yes, we stand outside the movie, pushed back by the special effects and not entering into the movie through a character like Hitchcock used, like Cary Grant or Jimmy Stewart.